Hello. Okay, so this is my BattleBlock theater level. It's called Bouncy. So from my original design, I had like 5 different core mechanics that I felt, or I liked the 5 different mechanics, but the issue is that there's 5 different ones, so there's no really reuse of the same mechanic, so players don't really learn it. So for this level, I mostly redid everything, except I kept the 2 like favorite modules, I guess, of the other level, which was being able to jump off of dodgeballs to get an extra double jump, and also the, sliding and stopping of the sticky and ice blocks with a spring, and then a laser beam to add like, some challenge to it. So here, let's just begin. So step 1, or first you start here. This is the beginning area. It's a pretty low jump. It's like a 4 or 5 block high jump. Gets the player used to it. They can see how it jumps, or how the ball bounces. And when they get the timing right, they can jump off of it and get up here. They get the first checkpoint. They can kind of see what's going on ahead of them, or what's to come. Here, if you drop down, you can climb this back up if you want. So this is the first area. It introduces the spring planks and the ice in the laser beams, because if you stand on it for too long, you'll get launched. So if you try to, hide underneath the laser beam, as you see, it doesn't go all the way down. If you try to hide on it, you will get launched. So it requires the player to, wait, keep things timed. And then here's a little prelude block to what's to come. It also helps you stop from sliding too much. So this is the second bouncing jump. It's slightly harder. You got to get a lot higher. And also there's this block, this gap here. So you could, if you made the jump, get knocked back down. So in this section is the harder version of the spring plank feature. There's ice, or not ice, there's sticky blocks instead of just ice, to introduce how the sticky works with it, and also there's a little bit more laser beams. And there's this question mark thing, which will hopefully help the player be able to notice that there's a strawberry up there, or at least let them look around. Players also have accidentally found it. That's how you're intended to get it, but some players didn't notice the question mark thing and got launched into it, and they found it. So for here, this part's a lot more sticky and slow, so you have to take things slower. Here's another one, another question mark thing. You can't really see it from here unless you look up, but from the first area, the player should hopefully have an idea of what the question mark means, and that there should be they should look around. This part that introduces the sliding and sticky at the same time, so it makes it a little bit more challenging. They have to be more careful. In this next section, I now introduce, it's a even harder version of the ball. Not only to get a high jump, but we also do it twice. So that's the first one. Then you get up here. You gotta do it a second time. Takes a little bit of timing. Oops. Can't let them hit each other. Close. Boop. Cool. Now, here the player should be able to see that there's laser beams coming and strawberry up ahead. So if they drop down, they can climb back up if they want it to go back. This part is the final difficulty of the spring plank section. So there's a lot more laser beams that go off a lot more often, and now it's alternating between sticky and ice, and there's just all spring planks. So here you got to be very careful, as you can see. To get the strawberry, you have to do this. Oops. Also, there we go. You also don't need that strawberry, because by now you should have 2 or 3 just from without even finding those secret ones. You should just have them. Oh, also I forgot to mention, in the lower section, right down where those laser beams to the bottom are, that 2 section area only has 1 checkpoint, so that adds a little bit more difficulty. You have to get to both of them at once, unlike the other one where you finished it and you got a checkpoint. So here is another of the bouncy sections. It's a high jump, but now there's a laser beam involved, which requires you to be a little bit more patient and take your time with it. There's the next strawberry. At this point, you should have 3 by just going through the level, so be fine. Another thing, so you can stop if you don't know what's at the bottom, and also you can climb back up. So this is the final section. There are 3 laser beams and another jump. You got to take your time, plan things accordingly, just take it slow. It's meant to be the final challenge of this part, so you just gotta relax, take it slow, and wait. Here we go, and then that's the level. So you go back through, you know, here's the beginning teaching area, pretty relatively low risk. You just have to, you know, keep trying it till you get up there, and it's kind of a low jump, so it's pretty lenient on how to get up there. Then for this section, you have the checkpoint, you get introduced with the laser beams and the ice and the platforms, you get a strawberry, and then you have another checkpoint. Here, a little bit harder of a jump, but still relatively tame compared to the later iterations. You get up here, strawberry, you're hopefully alluded to, you have to deal with the slime, or there's sticky blocks, get introduced to that, and then deal with both of them at the same time. As you can see, checkpoint here and checkpoint there. So if you die here, you have to go through the whole thing again, but that's just to add difficulty and to reinforce the ideas. Here, it is the next harder section of the dodgeballs. You have to make a high jump like you did over here, and this time you have to make 2 of them, and if you somehow fall down here, you gotta do it again. So you get up here, you should be able to see this. As you can see, strawberry here, here, and then here, so that's 3. You also have a 4th one up there, so you don't need to get this one if the players they feel like it's too hard to get through here. Also, for this section, it kind of forces the player to be even more cautious and timing, because if they get hit by this laser beam, they have to go through this section again, so it adds some more difficulty. Once they get up there, checkpoint, so that they have plenty of retry and don't get all frustrated because they have to go through everything again. They just can try to deal with this 3 laser beam setup, and then they win. And there you go, that is my level.